Someone is tampering with the timeline, and it's up to Booster Gold, the greatest hero the world has never heard of, to fix it. Years ago, Sinestro arrived on Earth and met with Guy Gardner, so Booster travels back in time in an attempt to prevent this cataclysmic meeting. Sinestro, still a Green Lantern, arrives on Earth and expresses his disdain for the planet's primitive appearance. He's surprised that humans have not begun to colonize the moon yet. Sinestro shows particular interest in a human known as Guy Gardner. His reason for coming to Earth, believing that he can inspire Guy and all the other humans as well. Suddenly, Booster Gold flies into him, colliding with Sinestro, telling him to have a conversation with him instead of talking to Guy. Sinestro is taken aback that Booster knows who he is and comments that what Booster did was a foolish move, blasting him in response. Sinestro is intrigued about how Booster is aware of his trip and starts questioning his identity, pondering whether Booster might be an enemy. He recalls that Booster's droid Skeets resembles the Manhunter droids. Just then, Skeets hits Sinestro in the face, reminding Booster that during this time the rings are vulnerable to yellow. Sinestro then reveals that a man from the future told him Guy would become a student and surpass Sinestro's legacy and reputation, becoming the greatest Green Lantern ever. He conjures a massive green hand, smashing both Skeets and Booster, declaring that regardless of the yellow vulnerability, he will find Guy and test whether this prophecy is true. Booster gets back on his feet, still feeling the pain from the beating he just endured. He realizes that Sinestro tends to talk a lot, and his main weakness is his love for himself. As Booster catches up with him, he insists that he can't let Sinestro speak to Guy. Sinestro responds, asserting that there is nothing that Booster can do or say to stop him. Booster shares that he's Sinestro's biggest fan, which surprises Sinestro. He explains that in his time, Sinestro is regarded as the greatest Green Lantern of all time, and that Guy Gardner will never surpass him. Booster elaborates that the Cordians misled Sinestro into believing that Guy had overshadowed his legacy. He traveled from centuries in the future to reassure Sinestro that no one could replace him. Holding out his hand, he tells Sinestro it is an honor to meet him. Sinestro takes his hand, noticing Booster's yellow ring, and asks which corps he belongs to. Booster responds that he is a part of the Sinestro Corps. Sinestro twirls his mustache and says, "Of course."